Hello and welcome to Two for the Win with your hosts, Nick and Wil, where we share international perspectives on leadership and mindset for Monday Mindset, travel and the travel business for Wanderlust Wednesday, and sports on Fanatic Friday. Today is Wanderlust Wednesday. You ready for a little wanderlusting, Nick?
Born ready. I cannot wait for this one.
There we go. It should be fun. So each episode is about 20 to 30 minutes in length. Please make sure to subscribe, share, and follow us so you're aware of the latest episodes and spread the word. If you find this fun or insightful, please share it with others. We would be very grateful. So thank you very much. So today's topic, we are going to talk about a particular vendor that you are extremely excited about. And I'll be honest, I did not know much about this vendor until you had some experiences, and we want to share that with our winners, our listeners today. And that is Virgin and their cruise lines.
Virgin Voyages.
Virgin Voyages. So we'll go through a top 10 list of things to do on Virgin Voyages, as well as a special incentive that's available. But before we do, let me pass the baton to you, my friend, and why don't you share a little bit with our listeners about why Virgin Voyages and why you're so excited about this experience that they offer travelers.
Hello, winners. I'm very, very excited for today, as mentioned. Why? Because Virgin Voyages is one of my two favorite cruise line, ocean cruise line to offer. So that's definitely something I'm extremely open for question, and I'm extremely excited to share my idea about the cruise line, the different ships they have, etc. So first of all, I went to their first ship back in 2021. So it was the first year that they start sailing, actually. So that's a very newer cruise line. So they start with their first ship at that time. It was right during after COVID, and I needed to get out. I needed to do something. We were inside for a while. I mean, in Florida, we're lucky to be open a little bit longer than others, but still, I wanted to travel back. And Virgin was the first one that I was using at the time, and that was such a different experience that it's something I did 3 different cruises with them since. So definitely something that I love. Why? First of all, everybody knows, if anybody knows Virgin, they know the big difference is one, no children. So no kids on the ship, which is huge. It's huge, of course. So, I mean, nothing against kids. I love kids. But when I'm on vacation, the last thing I want is hear kids jumping on the pool, screaming, running around. You would not have that.
That's not your ideal fun?
No, that's not my idea of fun. So that's number one. But there are so much more. I know people mention all the time that aspect, and it's huge, of course, but there's more than that. So food. I'm a foodie. I think that we established that already the first few weeks at TwoForTheWinPodcast. But I love food, and I love good food. So this is one of the best foods I had on the water. So it's definitely fantastic. They have 20 plus eateries. So there are a lot of options for you to go eat, 20 plus, and they are all, and that's also something very, very different than any other cruise lines, they are all included in the cruise fare. So when you book Virgin, you will have access to all restaurants on the ship, all buffets. And buffet, they don't have buffets actually. They have like all you can eat. So I need to pay attention to what I'm saying. So the all you can eat is exactly the same style as the buffet. The difference that you cannot go and grab it yourself. So you just point at what you want and someone is actually grabbing a plate for you and giving you everything. So it's better health-wise, of course. So that's number one. And you have like different type of food. You have all type of food. Noodles bar is just phenomenal. That's the place I go 2-3 times a day. And then they really make noodles in front of you when you tell them what you want in your noodles and things like that. So that's pretty fantastic. And their restaurants there's a 1-star Michelin on the ship. So, I mean, I didn't have one bad experience with Virgin. Never. So every time I go, I try all their restaurants and I love them all. No, tastes are like everything. Everybody have different tastes. So you may not, if you hate pizza, for example, or Italian, you don't need pizza, but they are really good. So that's also something that it's amazing, and it's open until 2 or 3 a.m. On the ship for pizza, for example. So there are a lot of different amazing experience to do on the ship. The bars, they have tons of bars. Of course, it's adult only. So, and the bars are extremely different. They have a great atmosphere. You have a game room, but it's for adults. So the game room is different. So the vibe is very specific. You need to see it and to experience it to believe it. I would say that Virgin would go into a section of adults. The average age of Virgin sailors is probably between 40 and 60, I would say. 40, 50, probably the most. But it's good for couples, for singles. The LGBT community love that ship as well. You have literally for everybody and every style on that ship. The shows are a little bit more spicy, not indecent, but a little bit more spicier, more targeted for adults. Just very, very different than anything else you can imagine. But I will pause here because I know, Will, you have some question and you have some things to share as well with our winners.
Yeah, you mentioned that being adult only, so you won't find like Barney or SpongeBob on the ship, right?
You will not. They will. A lot of people will be dressed like that. But yeah.
No, that's great. No, I have yet to experience Virgin Cruise Line. Plan to do it soon though, just to experience it firsthand. I know they go a lot into the Caribbean and things like that, but they're expanding. It sounds like their destinations, right?
Oh, 100%. 100%. So Virgin were known here in Florida to have very short cruises. So usually short, I mean between 3 and 5, 6 nights. They had like a couple of months a year where they were having like 7 nights cruises. They leave from Miami. They have an amazing terminal in Miami. That's actually the first terminal on the port. Beautiful and very, very easy to access. So that's also very good when you are on the port. And their system to put people on the ship, it's the fastest way for me to get on the ship is with Virgin. They have a very clear system, and if people respect it, you literally don't wait. You wait like 10, 15 minutes and you're on the ship. You have to go at a certain time, everybody have their time, and then you go on. So that's very good. But yeah, so they were known to be like shorter kind of cruises. Of course, very, very popular in Mediterranean, in Europe, in the Greek islands as well, things of that nature. Now,
when you say shorter, approximately how many days?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 3 to 5, 5 nights. They have some 7 nights as well. In Europe, it's more 7 nights as well. But you don't really have like longer than that. No, coming up next year and 2026, the next 2 years, they continue to expand. So they have now 4 ships, more to come. And they're expanding and doing like more itineraries where there will be longer sailing days. So it's going to be 7 to 10. And they're going to Alaska in 2026 and it's open. So that's very popular. A lot of people are preparing to go to Alaska in 2026 with Virgin. So that's another destination. They go to Asia, they go to different places. So they're expanding and it's never gonna stop. I mean, this brand is fantastic and they grow as fast as you can imagine. So looking forward for more to come, but we have already access to everything up to 2026 right now.
That's excellent. And the ships are easy to spot. Like, they have a distinct look.
Yeah, right? Absolutely, distinct look. And all their ships are the same. I mean, there is one little difference with their last ship with they have one deck with 2 hammocks. So every balcony rooms have a hammock. So that's very, very specific of Virgin. And now they have one specific deck on the last ship with 2 hammocks because there was one of the feedback from sailors saying like, okay, well, we go as couples and then we have to share the one hammock. So now they have like one full deck with 2 hammocks. That's one of the couple differences of the last ship. But otherwise, the restaurants, the bars, the deck, the position of every ships are the same, which is also different. Usually when you go to different ship, you have different experiences and you need to figure it out where to go because they're all very different. Here, they're all identical. So it's easy for people who love Virgin. Virgin have the highest rate for me, for the business, they have the highest rate of returning customers. So people who go, I think the last time I checked was 42% of people who go on a Virgin cruise book already the next one on the ship, which is extremely high. So why? Because the experience is different and they feel very, very open and amazingly surprised by the experience, and they go back and they invite their family, friends, things like that. So yeah, definitely something if you never did to do.
It sounds fantastic. And we have a top 10 list for Virgin Voyages. And this was compiled partly through what they have on their website, partly through your experience, partly through other sailors' experience. And we brought this together. And so I'll start with the first one. Visit the beach club at Bimini. And so what the beach club is, a private beach in the Bahamas, lagoon style pools, meditation, bonfires, DJ-led parties. Any comments you want to share on that particular one?
Yes, so majority of big cruise lines here in Florida have, when you go to the Caribbean, they have their own private islands or their piece of an island, that they are that they own or that they are leasing. So Virgin are in Bimini. Okay, so very, very easy access. So when you deck in Bimini, you get out of the ship and literally you walk like 5 minutes and you are directly in the private beach pool access of Virgin. Something great about Virgin, they have like something similar as this. So that's a little watch where you have all your information in there. You have your credit card linked to it as well. So you never have to take a wallet anywhere. You don't have to worry about putting anything on the room. It's automatically on your device and it follows you everywhere. When you go to Bimini, you can use that there as well, which is very particular. And there are barbecues, there are a bunch of food on the island, on the section of Virgin. That's included because everything was food-wise on Virgin is included. So you go on the beach and then you just order like burgers, like fajitas or anything you want, and it's included in your price. So you don't even have to scan anything because you have your bracelets from Virgin. Now, any soft drinks are also included. Same on Bimini. So when you go on Bimini, you can enjoy that. Of course, adult only. Adults usually like to have like a little beverage.
Beyond tea, iced tea, or
exactly. So
soda?
that they don't have a drink package like all the other cruise lines because otherwise that would be like something where you have 20 years old, young adult going partying on the ship. But they have bar taps. That's how they call it. So you can pre-reserve your bar tap, taking $100, $200, $300, $600 bar tap for the week or whatever you want to do. That money needs to be used on the ship, so it's not refundable. But you have access to that, and you can use that on Bimini as well. Now, talking about the beach of Bimini Beach and pool area, this is gorgeous. So they really have the best piece of Bimini for sure. And then they have a huge 3-part pool with a huge bar in the water. That's very popular when you go to Cancun, DR, things like that. So you literally can hang there. A DJ is there. There's a great atmosphere. It's not a party atmosphere because the people are, like I said, 40 to 60 years old, but it's a really fun atmosphere. You feel like comfortable. Everybody talk to everybody. It's very convivial atmosphere that you have there. And then you have your drinks or whatever you want to do. And then after that, you can go back to the ship at any time because the ship deck's there. So you go back on the ship if you want a relaxing time a little bit. But the section Bimini is personally my favorite islands for any cruise line in the Caribbean because it's more what I like doing. So just chilling, being in the water, having a drink, and having good music.
Oh, fantastic. So that was number 1. Number 2, indulge in a tattoo at sea at Squid Ink, where they have original vegan ink tattoos.
So also very, very typical. I know tons of people and lots of my customers who've been there and come back with a tattoo from Virgin. So they want to be, no, not my tattoos, but they literally go there and make something specific for them who has to do with Virgin. So I was very surprised with some that I saw because usually are smaller, but they are extremely well done. So Ink Master, I don't know if you guys are familiar, like the winners, but Ink Master is a program on TV. I forgot if it's ABC, CBS, or anything like that, but it's a program on TV. I think they are at season 14 right now, and actually the people who tattoo people on the ship are winners or are people who went to the last finally of those shows.
Oh, wow.
So those are really more famous tattooer from live TV who are going there to make to be tattooer on the ship.
Wow.
So it's pretty. It's very different. Like it's another vibe.
That's true. Maybe I'll break down and finally get my Packer tattoo or something. I
Lord.
don't know. We'll see.
Waste that on you.
That would be the best looking tattoo around. Yeah, I know.
I apologize, winners.
We'll take number 3, 4, 5 and kind of lump them together, and then you just chat on whatever you want on those three. 3, attend a spa party at Redemption. 4, take a morning run or yoga at the Perch. And 5, explore the ship's fitness classes. So any comments on any one of those three you wanted to share?
Yes, I mean the fitness room is very different. It's big. It's of course always view on the outside. The majority of the ship have that, but it's bigger than the other. There's more space between machines, and then they have the group fitness are also included in price, which in other cruise line you need to add a fee to do group fitness. So here that's included as well. So you have access to Pilates, like yoga, Zumba. You have a bunch of different. Zumba is actually fun because they do that in the huge room on the ship, and it's packed, and everybody are doing exercises together. And the goal is really to bring people together and to have people have a good time on the ship and staying healthy at the same time. So yes, on the top floor, it's like majority of the ships you can run around. So they have like a running around kind of athletic piste. I forgot to say that in English. But
track.
it's a track, yeah. So it's an athletic track that you can run around on the top floor. Very large fitness room, and then free. Included in the price, group fitness.
Yeah, and it sounds with all the great eating options on the ship, probably not a bad idea to get maybe a little bit in on the exercise front just so you can indulge a bit more, right?
Exactly.
Number 6, and this kind of ties into for our listeners who heard about our trip to Belgium a few weeks ago when we talked about it, where we went to Champagne. Well, number 6 is enjoy champagne on demand. So you can use your phone and shake it, and they will bring you a bottle of champagne.
Correct.
Tell our listeners a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I did that the first time I went. I wanted to do it, and I think a lot of people want to try it one time. So don't forget, I want to be fair, when you do that, you pay for it. So don't shake your phone all the time, or you will have the bill at the end of the week. But no, more seriously, that's a very fun part of your phone will be connected to your account. So when you open the Virgin app on the ship and you shake it, that means that you want a bottle of champagne, and they recognize where you are on the ship based on the location of the phone. So literally you can shake it anywhere on the ship, and then you will have someone coming with the bottle of champagne, glasses and stuff like that. It's a little fun, presentation. And they come with the bottle of champagne. So you order it. That's the way to order it there, about champagne. And it brings people together again. When people do that, people take picture, video, laugh, and then someone else start doing it. And at the end of the day, you have everybody with champagne on the ship.
I had a vision go through my head of me running on the ship on the track and then shaking the phone. And then I got like 10 people following me with 10 bottles of champagne trying to chase me down. But I would drink them.
You need to be connected to your application of Virgin, of course. But yeah, that's
so you don't have to worry about being chased by 10 people with 10 different bottles.
No, I don't think so. You don't want that to happen, I think. But
it's not a bad thing necessarily, but
you could be chased by Worth.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to group the next 3, 7, 8, and 9. Sing karaoke at the groupie, sip cocktails at exclusive bars, and capture Instagram-worthy photos, including the entrance to the Manor. Any of those 3 you wanted to share a little bit about?
Yes, I think that the first 2 you mentioned is pretty similar as most, cruise lines. So amazing. Again, the atmosphere is very different. Yeah, I cannot describe the atmosphere until you go. Definitely. Now, the number three you mentioned, that's very specific. So they have an Instagram booth at some part of the ship next to what you mentioned there. What was the name?
The Manor.
The Manor, yeah, I forgot the name. But next to the Manor, you have like an Instagram booth, so you can take picture with your spouse, your friends, your group, whatever group you are with, and everybody, like they will send that automatically to your email that you reserved, that you book the cruise with. So it's coming automatically, and you have a little experience different with like Virgin branding and things like that. So people love to. Sometimes there are lines there. That's how people want to get that picture of Instagram. When you go on Virgin on Instagram, Virgin Voyages, you will see tons of those pictures from those booths, so you will know what I'm talking about. Now, the Manor itself. So it is the place where you have different kind of shows on the ship. You have a drag queen show, who is actually, I'm not personally a big fan of drag queens, but this is the best show I had. It was on Virgin Voyages. So
was it affiliated with RuPaul or something just different?
It was actually, it's just different, but it's the same principle.
Okay.
Okay. And so you're there. You have some other shows there, like a little more spicier show, like I mentioned, and you have some magic shows. You have some different shows. It is in the Manor. And the Manor, it's actually like a tunnel, and it's always glitters and diamonds and stuff like that. So people love to take picture of that. So if you type Virgin Voyages anywhere on social media, you will probably see a picture very, very quickly of that bridge, or that tunnel that brings you from the side of the ship to actually the Manor. And so that is a place that people love to take videos and picture, because it's full of glitters and diamonds. So people go dressed up, and then they just go in there, and then they make their videos, reels, pictures, whatever they're going to do. But it's very specific, and it's something that now everybody know about Virgin Voyages.
Oh, that does sound pretty neat. It sounds very sparkly.
Oh, it is sparkly.
Yeah, awesome. And number 10, certainly last, but definitely not least, join the Scarlet Night party. Yeah. Tell our winners a little bit about that.
Scarlet Night is the night of Virgin. So basically, they have team nights, a lot of team nights, and people usually follow that very well. Now, the Scarlet Night, everybody follows. So everybody are dressed in red. So man and woman. So women usually have dressed red dresses, and men have like dress suits or dress shirt or something red, shoes. So I saw stuff that I never saw anywhere else than I saw on Virgin. But the good thing is that everybody played a game. Everybody want to be included in the atmosphere. You weird if you not dress up. Like, it's really the difference. And that's a glamour night. Everybody are dressed to go to the restaurant. Everybody are dressed to go to the bars, to go on top floor, just chilling on the top floor, like outside. And you have great music. You have a DJ there. Anywhere you go, there is something happening about the Scarlet Night. So you don't have to go at the same location of everybody, where everybody are for the Scarlet Night. You go everywhere else. Everybody have some kind of Scarlet Night experience. So it's definitely something to experience. Again, experience is the word I mentioned the most, but it's something so different than anything else that you can experience on the water. Then you need to do it. You need to do it. And again, some people may say, oh, it's a little bit more expensive. Do not forget that it includes every eateries. You don't have specialty dining like every other cruise lines have, where you can just go to the buffet and the main restaurant, and everything else it's a la carte. Here, everything is included. I lie. There is in one restaurant you have one dish, which is the fish tower, or whatever it's called. The tower with like bunch of lobster and stuff that. So
seafood tower.
Seafood tower. Yeah. That's the only thing that they have an added price for, but. You don't have to buy that, but everything else on the card are all included.
Soft drinks, you said.
Yeah, soft drinks included. Water included in the rooms, which people who are not experienced with cruising, when you don't have, usually you have to pay for the water in the room. So here it's included as well. Gratuities included. So gratuities is usually between $18 and $25 a day per person. It's included. So when you add up everything, it's actually, for me, best quality price that you can find on the water. Definitely coming from Florida or going to Europe and soon Alaska. So I definitely recommend to go. I never had, in the time that I own my travel agency, I never had one person coming back from Virgin and not have a positive feedback about the experience, not one. So of course, as a business now, I want my client to be happy. So I know when they decide to go Virgin, I know it's going to be an amazing feedback. And that's all I always want. So every time someone wants Virgin, I'm just laughing because I know that they will be returning customer very fast.
I wonder if at the Scarlet Night party they play either one of the following two songs, like "The Lady in Red, Dance with Me," or
keep singing.
"Red, Red Wine, Red, Red."
Well, there is one way to know.
Can I gamble on that? Is that something I can gamble on?
There is one way to know, and it's actually to do it, to go and experience it.
I guess so. So we'll see. I will do that. And if they play either one of those two, I'll come back and let our listeners know and confirm it with them. So no, Virgin Voyages sounds phenomenal. Like I said, I know you've had multiple experiences, loved it. The people the sailors who have gone on Virgin Voyages where you've helped them book those, rave about it. So I definitely want to check it out. Anything for our listeners that Virgin has going on that you want to share in terms of incentives or certain sailings that you think they could benefit from by mentioning our podcast when they book the book?
What I would suggest here is always when you listen to our episodes and you want to book something who has to do with what we talk about, so about Spain, we did a week or two ago, and then know about Virgin. Mention Two for the Win when you reached out by email, by phone, by text, by social media, or whatever you want to, however you want to reach out to. Always mention it, and we always drop something more. But currently, Virgin have an amazing promotion, which is the second guest sale 70% off, 70 off. And for 2025, 2026 sailings, if you book that now, you will also have a free upgrade for balconies. So if you book like an ocean view, you will have a free upgrade for balconies, valid for 2025 and all 2020. Majority, 90% of the sailings, but talk to us and we will make it happen.
Yeah, and it sounds, again, you mentioned Alaska in 2026, so they can book now, get an upgraded room, and then have something in place for 2026 Alaska.
That's what we can do.
Sounds like a fun time. Well, winners, our listeners, I hope you enjoyed learning more about Virgin Voyages and hope you choose Two for the Win and Dream Vacations with Nick Menard and Associates on your next travel, especially if that happens to be Virgin Voyages. Sounds like it would be a lot of fun and definitely an experience that would be memorable. So with that, that'll bring us to a close on this Wanderlust Wednesday. Thanks again for joining. Please make sure you subscribe, follow, and share the Two for the Win podcast with your family, friends, and loved ones. Spread the word. We really appreciate you joining us. Please give us feedback as always if you like these sort of segments or anything that you'd like us to include or touch on. Let us know. Send us an email, drop us a note in the comments on the social media. We want to make sure that we're responding to our listeners and bringing things that you want to hear about. And there's so much to share. So thanks again. Looking forward to Fanatic Friday. Woo-hoo. We'll have some fun-filled sports banter for you on Friday. Take care, listeners. Be well, and we'll chat with you soon.
Bye, winners.